Dear students, Salam Alaikum. This is topic 6, area of the region between two curves for Calculus 2 Mat 200 for the semester Spring 2020-2021. Before we start the areas between two curves, we'll have to many times solve some simple equations, and simple in the English sense, not in the mathematics. I mean some easy equations, and factorization is a convenient method to solve such equations. And here we shall recall some of the two formulae from factorization. The first is the two-term factorization, x square minus a square equal to x minus a into x plus a. Then there is the three-term factorization, x square plus a plus bx plus ab equal to x plus a into x plus b. You can open the brackets on the right, multiply and verify these two formulae if you do not recall them. Sometimes difficult to factorize. In that case, we shall use the formula for the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, then x equal to minus b plus or minus b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. See, whenever we are solving the equations, we have to, in case we take square roots, we have to take both the positive and the negative square root into account. That's why we have plus or minus in this formula. Now example 1, factorize x square minus 36. 36 equal to 6 square. You can do it with the help of your calculator. Put square root of 36, you will get 6. That means 36 equal to 6 square. X square minus 36 is equal to x square minus 6 square, which is equal to x minus 6 into x plus 6. Example 2, solve x square minus 16 equal to 0. See, this is the kind of equation we will be needing today in today's topic. X square minus 16 is x square minus 4 square, which is equal to x minus 4 into x plus 4 equal to 0. In mathematics, when we multiply two brackets and get equal to 0, that means the two brackets are 0 on two different occasions. So first time the x minus 4 equal to 0, take the minus 4 to the right, your solution is x equal to 4. Second time x plus 4 equal to 0, you take the plus 4 to the right, you will get x equal to minus 4. The two solutions are 4 and minus 4, but in this topic, in calculus, we normally have to write them in the correct order. First the smaller number, then the larger number. So the two solutions are minus 4 and plus 4. First less, then more. Order is very, very important. Now you can give them the solution some name. We'll call them C1 equal to minus 4 and C2 equal to plus 4. C is from your calculus 1 critical points. Or we can also write x1 equal to minus 4, x2 equal to plus 4, a equal to minus 4, b equal to plus 4. Give them some names when you get the solutions of your equations. We also call them roots of the solution. Question 3. Solve x square minus 9x equal to 0. Here we cannot use two-term factorization. Now we have to take x common. So we'll get x square is equal to x into x, 9x equal to 9 into x. Take x common in the bracket, you will get x minus 9. Now x into x minus 9 equal to 0. On the first occasion x equal to 0. On the second occasion x minus 9 equal to 0. Take this minus 9 to the right, you will get plus 9. So the two solutions are 0 and 9 in the correct order. C1 equal to 0, C2 equal to 9. Solve x square minus 25 equal to 0. The fourth example. Now 25 is 5 square, x square minus 5 square, which is x minus 5 into x plus 5 equal to 0. Now when these two brackets are 0, one at a time, when x minus 5 is 0, x equal to 5. When x plus 5 is equal to 0, x is equal to minus 5. So two solutions in correct order are minus 5 and plus 5. We'll call them C1 equal to minus 5 and C2 equal to 5. Next, solve 2x square minus 18 equal to 0. There are two ways to do it. We'll do it in one method. Take 2 common, you'll get 2 into x square minus 9. 9 is equal to 3 square, so you'll get 2 bracket x square minus 3 square, which is 2 into x minus 3 into x plus 3, which is equal to 0. So first time x minus 3 is equal to 0, you'll get x equal to 3. Second time x plus 3 equal to 0, and it will correspond to x equal to minus 3. So the two solutions are minus 3 and plus 3 respectively. Write it in the correct order. The last example for solving the equations is 3x square minus 12 equal to 0. Now we'll not take 3 common. You can take 3 common and do it. We'll take the minus 12 to the right. We'll get 3x square equal to 12. X square equal to 12 by 3, which is equal to 4. Take the square root on both the sides. X equal to plus or minus square root of 4. See, whenever while solving the equations we take square root, remember to write two roots, plus and minus. Your calculators are unlikely to write plus and minus. Some calculators can do that. You have to do it yourself by hand. So the two solutions are minus 2 and plus 2. Just remember, in algebraic equations, if the power is 2, look for 2 solutions. If the power is 3, look for 3 solutions. Now we come to the main part of the lecture, which is area of the region between two curves. Now let the two curves be defined by the functions f of x and g of x, where the function f of x is greater or equal to g of x throughout the closed interval a comma b, then the area of the region between the two curves is a equal to f minus g integral a to b f minus g dx. Now this is the definition of your area. Whenever you have two functions, if you want to find the area between them, it is f minus g integral going from a to b, where a and b are the points of intersection and which we have to solve. Sometimes they are given in the question, sometimes you have to solve them. Now as per the definition, the function f has to be greater or equal to g, but sometimes we are not able to decide which function is greater. In that case, the integral will become negative. By mistake or unknowingly, if we take f is less than g, then the integral will be negative, and you remove the minus sign by hand because area is positive. Areas and volumes are always positive. So if your integral is negative like minus 20, then the area will be plus 20, not minus 20, and that can be done. Now if you are very particular of deciding which is less and which is more, then you do increasing and decreasing functions from calculus 1 for half page, find the critical points, write the intervals, and then do it. But that takes a lot of time, so it's better to just do the integral. One function is f, one function is g, subtract the two functions and integrate a to b. If the integral is negative, remove the minus sign by using the absolute value or otherwise. So it is it. Now your diagram is like this. The greater function is f, the smaller function is g, and the area will be positive if you do f minus g. By mistake, if you do g minus f, then the integral will be negative with the same magnitude, and you remove the minus sign by hand. We'll do examples in both the cases. Now for the 6 trigonometric functions, you have to use radians, not degrees and not any other unit. So use your calculator very carefully when you are doing calculations for trigonometric functions. You have to use radians and nothing else. Now first example, find the area of the region enclosed by the straight line y equal to x and the x-axis on the interval 0, 6. Now x-axis means y equal to 0, so your function g is equal to 0, f of x equal to x, which is given in the question. Now the limits of integration are given to you, a comma b, a equal to 0, b equal to 6. Now the integration rule for x dx is half x square plus c. We do not need plus c because this is a definite integral. Now the area is f minus g going from a to b. Now a to b is 0 to 6 given in the question. F g is equal to 0, so f minus g equal to f. It is x dx. Integration is half x square going from 0 to 6, half into bracket 6 square minus 0 square. You will get half into 36, which is 18. Now area has units. When you do your physics and engineering problems, you have to write meter square, centimeter square, kilometer square, or something else. Okay, so some unit you have to write. So we'll be writing unit square, but sometimes we'll write it, sometimes we'll not write it. But you should be conscious that the area has definite units. Now if you look at the graph, the blue line is your straight line graph and this green shaded thing is the area. From a to b, a equal to 0 and b equal to 6, and you can do in this question, you can also do the area using your school geometry. See, the graph will help you to understand what exactly is going on when we do the areas. Example 2. Find the area of the region enclosed by the constant function y equal to 4 and the x-axis. X-axis means y equal to 0, g equal to 0, f of x equal to 4. It is a constant function. The limits of integration are 0 to 6, a equal to 0, b equal to 6. Now the integration rule for the constant function is k dx. This k will come out. 1 dx integration is x. We do not need the plus c because this is definite integral, but we have to write it in the rule. Now the area is a to b f minus g, which is f of x, because g is equal to 0, f of x equal to 4. You have integration 0 to 6, 4 dx. The 4 comes out, you have 0 to 6, 1 dx, which is 4x going from 0 to 6, 4 bracket 6 minus 0, 4 into 6 is 24. So your area is 24 unit squares. Now look at the graph. A blue line is your constant function y equal to plus 4, and this green shaded thing is your area. This is a rectangle, and you can do it with your school geometry also. Now find the area bounded by the straight line y equal to x and the parabola y equal to x square. In many questions we'll be using names of the curves. Many functions have names in the literature, and y equal to x is your straight line, and it's a simple straight line going through the origin, and y equal to x square is also a simple parabola passing through the origin. So we'll use these names where available. So f of x equal to x, g of x equal to x square. Do not worry which is f, which is g. One is f, one is g. First solve f minus g equal to 0. X minus x square equal to 0. X into 1 minus x equal to 0. X equal to 0. And when 1 minus x is 0, you'll get x equal to 1. So your solutions are a equal to 0 and b equal to 1. First write less then more. Then your integration rule is x power n is integration is 1 over n plus 1 x power n plus 1. Now find the area. A to b f minus g. It is x minus x square. 0 to 1 are the limits which you have solved. Now do it one at a time. You'll get half x square minus 1/3 x cube, both going from 0 to 1. Now do it one at a time. Half into 1 square minus 0 square is half into 1 minus 0, which is half. In the second one, minus 1 by 3, 1 cube minus 0 cube, it is 1 minus 0, you'll get minus 1 by 3, half minus 1 by 3, use your fractions, you'll get 1 by 6 unit square. Now let's look at the diagram, the graph actually. Now this is the graph y equal to x square, the parabola is going up, and the other is y equal to x, your straight line. And the point of intersections are 0 at x equal to 0 and at x equal to 1. So this yellow thing which you see here, shaded thing, is your area. Now next, find the area bounded by the two parabolas y equal to 6x square, sorry, 6x minus x square and y equal to x square. Both of them are parabola as they are power 2 functions. Now your first function is f of x equal to 6x minus x square, and the second function is g of x equal to x square. First solve f minus g equal to 0 always. Now it is 6x minus x square minus x square. You'll get 6x minus 2x square, which is take 2x common. You'll get 2x into 3 minus x equal to 0. X equal to 0 is your first solution. The second solution will come from 3 minus x equal to 0. That means x equal to 3. So your two solutions are a equal to 0 and b equal to 3. First less then more. Then integration. The area is a to b f minus g. It is 0 to 3, 6x minus x square minus x square, which is 6x minus 2x square, going from 0 to 3. Look, you have found the two solutions, a equal to 0 and b equal to 3. Now you have two things, integrate them one at a time. You'll get 6 into half x square, going from 0 to 3, which is 3 x square, going from 0 to 3. So 3 into 3 square minus 0 square, which is 3 into 9 minus 0, which is 3 into 9 equal to 27. Now the second one is integration of minus 2x square. You get minus 2 into 1 by 3 x cube minus 2 by 3 x cube, going from 0 to 3. 3 cube minus 0 cube. We'll get minus 2 by 3 into 27 minus 0, which is 18. 27 minus 18 is 9. So area is 9 units square. Let's look at the graph. One parabola is going up, the green one, the blue one is going down. They intersect at x equal to 0 and at x equal to 3. And this overlapping thing, the written A is your area between the two parabolas, enclosed by the two parabolas. Now let's look at problem 1. Find the area bounded by the parabola y equal to x square minus 12 and the straight line y equal to 4. Now your first curve is x square minus 12. The second is g of x equal to 4. First solve f minus g equal to 0. You have x square minus 12 minus 4, which is x square minus 16, which is x square minus 4 square, x minus 4 into x plus 4. This is the factorization which we learned in the first 2 pages of these notes. Now solve this, you will get the two solutions as 4 and minus 4. The correct order is a equal to minus 4 and b equal to plus 4. You always go for small then big. Then the area is a equal to integration a to b f minus g dx. X square minus 16. F minus g is x square minus 16. A equal to minus 4. B equal to plus 4. Now you have two things. Integrate them one at a time. You will get 1/3 x cube going from minus 4 to plus 4. Then minus 16x going from minus 4 to plus 4. You start putting the numbers. You will get 1 over 3 bracket 4 cube minus minus 4 whole cube. You will get 64 minus minus 64. It is 64 plus 64, 128 into 1 by 3, which is 128 by 3. Now let's look at the second number. Minus 16x going from minus 4 to plus 4. You will get minus 16 into bracket 4 minus minus 4. Okay, always put a bracket whenever you see a negative number. Now minus 4 is 4 minus minus 4 is 4 plus 4, which is 8. 16 into 8 is 128. So you have 128 by 3 minus 128. Small minus big, you are going to get a negative number. It is minus 256 over 3, which is equal to minus 85.33 units square. Now area is positive, so you have to remove the minus sign. It is 256 by 3. Do not write minus 256. Area is positive, so it is 256 by 3. Find the area bounded by the parabolas y equal to x square and y equal to minus x square plus 18. Now the solution. F is equal to x square, g is equal to minus x square plus 18. First solve f minus g equal to 0. Now g has two things and one is negative. Open a bracket. So x square minus bracket minus x square plus 18. Open the bracket, you will get 2x square. This minus into minus is plus. You will get 2x square minus 18, which is 2 into x square minus 9, which is 2 into x minus 3 into x plus 3 equal to 0. So your solutions are 3 and minus 3. Write them in the correct order. You will get a equal to minus 3 and b equal to 3. Now find the area. Area is integral a to b f minus g. F minus g is x square minus 9. We have seen it before, and the limits of integration is a equal to minus 3, b equal to plus 3. And this 2 comes out. So you'll get 2 into bracket 1 over 3 x cube minus 9x, both going from minus 3 to plus 3. Now keep the 2 outside the big bracket. Now do the calculations inside. You'll have 1 over 3. 3 cube minus minus 3 whole cube. You'll get 27 minus minus 27, which is 27 plus 27, which is 54. So 1 by 3 into 54 is 18. Now let's look at the second one. Minus 9x going from minus 3 to plus 3, which is minus 9 bracket 3 minus minus 3, which is 3 plus 3 equal to 6. 9 into 3 is 6 is 54. You have 18 minus 54 in bracket, which is minus 36. 2 into minus 36 is minus 72. Now your integral is negative and the area is positive, so remove the minus sign and your area is plus 72 units square. Now find the area bounded by the parabola y equal to x into bracket 5 minus x and the straight line y equal to x. Now f of x equal to x into 5 minus x, which is 5x minus x square, and g of x equal to x. Now first solve f minus g equal to 0. You will get x into 5 minus x minus x. Open the brackets, you will get 5x minus x square minus x, which is 4x minus x square. Take x common, you will get x into 4 minus x equal to 0. X equal to 0. is your first solution and x equal to 4 is your second solution. Because 4 minus x equal to 0, take x to the right, you'll get 4 equal to x, which is x equal to 4. So the two solutions in the correct order are a equal to 0 and b equal to 4. So area is integral a to b f minus g. As before, you have 0 to 4 integral f of 5x minus x square minus x, which is 4x minus x square, going from 0 to 4. Now you have two things, integrate them one at a time, and you will get 4 into half x square minus 1 by 3 x cube, both going from 0 to 4. 2x square going from 0 to 4. Let's do one at a time. 2 into 4 square minus 0 square, you'll get 2 into 16 minus 0. 2 into 16 is 32. Let's look at the second one. 1 by 3 x cube going from 0 to 4. You minus 1 by 3 and 4 cube minus 0 cube, which is 64 minus 0, which is 64, into 1 by 3, which is 64 by 3. 32 minus 64 by 3 will give you 32 by 3. 32 into 3 is 96, minus 64 is 32. So 32 by 3, or you can write 10.66 units square. You should know how to write both the fractions and the decimal expansion. Both are needed for your exams. Find the area bounded by the parabolas y equal to 2x square and y equal to minus x square plus 12. One parabola is going up, the first one, the second one will go down, and the f is equal to 2x square, g is equal to minus x square plus 12. First solve f minus g equal to 0. Now 2x square minus bracket minus x square plus 12, minus into minus is plus, you'll get 2 plus 1, which is 3x square. Minus 12, take 3 common, you get 3 into x square minus 4, which is 3 into x square minus 2 square, which is 3 into x minus 2 into x plus 2. This is equal to 0. Your first solution will come from x minus 2 equal to 0. Second will come from x plus 2 equal to 0. The first solution is plus 2, second is minus 2. Write it in the correct order. You will get a equal to minus 2 and b equal to 2. Now find the area. Area is a to b integration a to b f minus g. F minus g is 3x square minus 12, going from minus 2 to plus 2. A equal to minus 2, b equal to 2. So first one is 3 into 1 by 3 x cube. Second one is minus 12x, both going from minus 2 to plus 2. Now 3 into 1 by 3 is 1. X cube going from minus 2 to plus 2, you'll get 2 cube minus minus 2 whole cube, which is 8 minus minus 8, which is 8 plus 8, which is 16. Let's look at the second one. Minus 12x going from minus 2 to plus 2, it is minus 12, 2 minus minus 2, it is 2 plus 2, 4. 12 into 4 is 48. 16 minus 48 is minus 32, and the area is positive, so write plus 32 units square. That's it. Again, find the area of the parabola y equal to x into 6 minus x and the straight line y equal to 2x. Now your first function is f of x equal to 6x minus x squared. The second function is g of x equal to 2x. First solve f minus g equal to 0. So you have 6x minus x square minus 2x, which is 4x minus x square, which is x into 4 minus x equal to 0. The first solution is a equal to 0. Second is b equal to 4. The order is important. Now area is integral a to b f minus g, which is 6x minus x square minus 2x, which is 4x minus x square, and the limits are a equal to 0, b equal to 4. Now do it one at a time. We'll get 4 into half x square, which is 2x square, going from 0 to 4. 2 into 4 square minus 0 square. 2 into 16 minus 0, which is 2 into 16, 32. Now let's look at the third one. Second one, minus x square dx will give you minus 1 over 3 x cube. Going from 0 to 4, take minus 1, 3 outside the bracket. 4 cube minus 0 cube inside the bracket, you will get 64 minus 0, which is 64. Minus 1 by 3 into 64 is minus 64 by 3. Now you have finally 32 minus 64 over 3, which is 9. 32 into 3 is 96, minus 64 will give you 32 over 3. You can use calculators, your ABC button for this, and the answer is 10.66 units square. Now problem 6. Find the area of the region enclosed by the two trigonometric curves y equal to 2 sin x and y equal to sin 2x on the closed interval 0 to pi. A equal to 0, b equal to pi. These are trigonometric functions. We are going to use radians. So shift use the mode button and switch over to radians. The first function is f of x equal to 2 sine x, and the second is g of x equal to sine 2x. Now your area is f minus g. It is 2 sine x minus sine 2x, going from 0 to 2 pi. Now what is the rule for integrating sine kx? Sine kx, the rule is minus cos kx over k plus c. We do not need the plus c. Now do not get confused. 1 2 is inside, 1 2 is outside. Now the first one is 2 integral 0 to pi sine x. You'll get minus 2 cos x, going from 0 to pi, minus 2 in the bracket you have cos pi minus cos 0. Cos pi is minus 1 and cos 0 is 1. So minus 1 into minus 1, minus 1 is minus 2, minus 2 into minus 2 is plus 4. Let's look at the second one. Integral of sine 2x going from 0 to pi, you'll get minus half cos 2x 0 to pi. You'll get half is outside. Now minus into minus half is plus half, which is outside. Now you have cos 2x going from 0 to pi. You'll have cos 2 pi minus cos 0. Cos 2 pi is 1, cos 0 is also 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. Half into 0 is 0. 4 plus 0 is 4. So your area is exactly 4 units square. And this is how the graph will look like. These graphs are sometimes difficult to visualize, but you can do them with the help of a programmable graphical calculator or on your computers using Excel or some other software. Find the area of the region enclosed by the trigonometric function y equal to cos x and the x-axis on the interval 0 to pi by 2. Now just remember, x-axis means y equal to 0, f of x equal to cos x, g of x equal to 0. The limits are given of integration are given in the question. 0, a equal to 0 and b equal to pi by 2. Now area is a to b f minus g integration. Now it is g is 0, so it is integral a to b of f of x. Now it is integration 0 to pi by 2 cos x. So you don't have to solve any equation. The limits are given in the question. Now integrate cosine x. What's the rule for cos kx? It is sine kx by k. K equal to 1 in this question. You will get sine x going from 0 to pi by 2. Which is sine pi by 2 minus sine 0, 1 minus 0, it is 1 unit square, and this green shaded thing is the area which you can see here. Find the area of the region enclosed by the curve y equal to root x and the x-axis on the interval 0 to 9. This is also a parabola but with a different orientation. A equal to 0, b equal to 9, and your function is root x. Now area is a equal to a to b f minus g, f of x equal to root x, and the limits are 0 to 9. How do you, this is power half function, and what is the rule for the power function? It is 1 over n plus 1 into x power n plus 1 plus c, n not equal to minus 1. We do not need the plus c, and n equal to half. Half plus 1 is 3 by 2, x power 3 by 2 divided by 3 by 2 is 2 over 3, x power 3 by 2. Which you can write it as 2 over 3 x root x. Now do your integration is over. 2 over 3 x root x going from 0 to 9. Open a bracket, 2 by 3 outside the bracket, x root x 0 to 9 inside the bracket. 9 root 9 minus 0 root 0 will give you 9 into 3 27 into 2 by 3 is 18 units square. Now please remember, you'll take only the positive root at this stage. You're not solving any equation, so in this kind of situation you'll take only the positive. And this is the graph of your function, and the green thing is your shaded area. Find the area of the region enclosed by the rectangular hyperbola y equal to 1 by x and the x-axis on the interval 1 comma 5. X-axis means y equal to 0, so g is equal to 0. Your first function f of x equal to 1 over x. The limits of integrations are a equal to 1 and b equal to 5. Now the integration rule is, when you integrate 1 over x, you will get logarithm x plus c logarithm natural ln x. Now this is power minus 1, and for minus 1 we cannot use the other formula. We have to use a new formula which is the logarithm natural. Now the area is a to b f minus g, g equal to 0, so it is a to b f of x, which is 1 by x going from 1 to 5. We'll get logarithm natural x going from 1 to 5. Ln 1 is 0. Logarithm of 1 to any base is 0, and your exact answer is logarithm natural 5. You put it in your calculators, you'll get 1.609. Now this is the graph of the function y equal to 1 by x. X-axis is your horizontal asymptote, y-axis is your vertical asymptote. For positive x, it is in the first quadrant. For negative x, it is in the third quadrant. And this green shaded thing is your area. At x equal to 0, the function is not defined and jumps from first quadrant to the third quadrant. Find the area of the region enclosed by the exponential function e power x and the x-axis. On the interval 0, 2, x-axis means y equal to 0. Your function is e power x. What's the rule for integration? E power kx will get 1 over k e power kx plus c. Now your area is a to b f minus g, g equal to 0, so it is only f remaining, and it is e power x dx going from 0 to 2. There is no calculation of limits, they are given in the question. So integrating 0 to 2 e power x, you get e power x going from 0 to 2 is e square minus e power 0. Anything to the power 0 is 1 except 0 power 0, which is not defined. You have e square minus 1, put it in your calculators, e power 2 is 7.3890 minus 1, your exact answer is 6.3890, and many numbers after that. Your exact answer is e square minus 1. But we need to do the decimal expansion for your calculations. Now this is the graph. The x-axis is the horizontal asymptote. The function grows very rapidly for positive x, and for negative x it becomes very small very fast. So that's why in English we say exponential growth or exponential decay. Fast growth and fast decay. Find the area of the region enclosed by the Lorentzian function 1 over 1 plus x square and the x-axis on the interval 0 to 1. This function is called Lorentzian, 1 over 1 plus x square. You get it in your statistics and some areas of physics and mathematics. Now g of x equal to 0 because it is x-axis, y equal to 0, and the function is 1 over 1 plus x square. The limits of integrations are a equal to 0, b equal to 1. Now let's look at the area. Area is a to b f minus g integral. Now g equal to 0, so it is simplifies to f of x going from a to b. Now 0 to 1, 1 over 1 plus x square dx. So when you integrate 1 over a square plus x square, you'll get 1 over a tan inverse x by a. If you don't like tangent, you can write minus 1 by a cot inverse. There is no other option. So your answer is tan inverse x going from 0 to 1. It is tan inverse 1 minus tan inverse 0. This is tan inverse, not power minus 1. So it is tan inverse 1 minus tan inverse 0. Use the shift button in your calculators. The exact answer for tan inverse 0 is 0, and for tan inverse 1 it is pi by 4. Pi by 4 minus 0 is pi by 4. In some calculators it will write pi by 4. In some calculators it will write the decimal expansion 0.7853 and many numbers after that. And this is how the graph looks like. The x-axis is the horizontal asymptote and the curve decays on the right and on the left. And this green shaded thing is your area. It does not decay as fast as the exponential function, but it does decay. Find the area of the region enclosed by the function 1 over the square root of 1 minus x square and the x-axis. X-axis means y equal to 0, g of x equal to 0, f of x equal to 1 over 1 minus x square under the root. Now, in the last question I said we can also write minus cot inverse, but here also the situation is same. Now when you integrate 1 over a square minus x square, you will get sine inverse x by a plus c, and if you want to use the cosine function, you will get minus cos inverse x over a plus another c. The two c's will differ, so it is, we call it as c star. Now the area is integral a to b f minus g, which is f of x. Now if you use the first idea, sine inverse x going from 0 to 1, you get sine inverse 1 minus sine inverse 0. Sine inverse 0 is 0 and sine inverse 1 is exactly pi by 2. And if you do the decimal expansion, you get 1.5707. Now if somebody decides to use the second formula minus cos inverse, you'll get minus cos inverse going from 0 to 1. Put minus outside the bracket, you have inside the bracket cos inverse 1 minus cos inverse 0. Cos inverse 1 is 0 and cos inverse 0 is pi by 2. So you have 0 minus pi by 2 with the minus outside, it will again become pi by 2. See, whatever formula you use, your numerical answer will be the same. So your exact answer is pi by 2 unit square, which is 1.5705. This is usually the case in many trigonometric integrations. The answer can look different algebraically, but numerically it will be the same, and the two C's will differ. So here it is sine inverse, here it is minus cos inverse. And how does the graph look? A graph will look like a cup. The blue is your graph. X equal to -1 and x equal to +1 are your vertical asymptotes, and this green shaded thing is the area you have. So these are the kind of areas we are going to do in this topic. See you soon, inshallah, in the class. Assalamu alaikum.